What are some tips for someone with no fighting experience to win in a fight? If they've got their hands down, angled slightly and sort of looking away but keeping you in the corner of their eye, they're lining up for a sucker punch. So damn true. Also, if you're almost in a fight and the person starts suddenly trying to get you to shake their hand, they are trying to get it so they can pull you in and punch. Never use haymakers, hooks and football kicks, they're ducking stupid and will get you beat real fast. The trick is straight punches using your hip to throw your arm a bit more. Try to get in close so the aforementioned kicks and haymakers won't be able to get enough power in. Keep your hands up. If you have to dodge, go sideways instead of back so you keep the distance advantage, but either way don't get in a fight in the first place. This is the advice you want to listen to right here. Don't try to emulate Mike Tyson and end the fight with one haymaker, you'll fail. Keep it simple. A straight jab to the nose will make your opponent's eyes tear up and can tip the scales in your favor. Any moderately trained person will know how to either dodge or get under a haymaker's hook. On the other hand, only well-trained MMA athletes, boxers, or martial arts masters will know how to counter a simple straight punch in a way that will knock you out. Most likely they will just retreat and give you more space to run away. Don't kick at all, stay on your feet unless you do something like wrestling or jiu-jitsu where even if you fall you can probably beat them. Kicking's fine for sparring because once you're down your opponent can't and won't try to kick you. There are no rules in real life. Bart, remember when Tom had you in that headlock and you screamed, "I'm a hemophiliac." And when he let you go, you kicked him in the back. Homer, yeah. Bart, will you teach me how to do that? Homer, sure, boy. First, you gotta shriek like a woman and keep sobbing until he turns away in disgust. That's when it's time to kick some back. And then when he's lying down on the ground. Bart, yeah. Homer, kick him in the ribs. Bart, yeah. Homer, step on his neck. Bart, yeah. Homer, and run like hell. If there's no way to avoid it, try to keep a low center of balance and make sure to keep your feet on the ground. Don't kick or anything. Once you lose your balance and you're on the ground, it's over. It isn't over when you're on the ground, it's over when only you are on the ground. If you can close, and take the whole fight to the ground, and bend a thumb, finger, arm, or knee some way things don't normally bend, you win. Yup, if you are getting jumped there are no rules, go for the balls, your safety is more important than any stupid rules. Though before you pick up a beer bottle or other improvised weapon, remember there might be some rules that come into play in the aftermath of a fight, e.g. manslaughter. Practice spitting in your free time. A sharp projectile of spit in the opponent's eyes compromises his vision. Spitting in his mouth will also invoke his gut reflex which distracts him and makes him more vulnerable. I think the biggest problem for people with no experience is that they have no experience with inflicting harm and thus instinctively only hit symbolically. I once had to disassemble an old cupboard, and I kept kicking at it and it wouldn't go down. When I realized my kicks were afraid of doing damage or hurting myself, and I have to commit and go all in and try to kick through the boards, that's when I immediately got the thing collapsing. No, this is a terrible thing to tell people. Look. If I'm in a fight, I'm keeping it 100% above board. If I'm kicking his butt, I'm keeping it clean. If he's kicking my butt, I'm still keeping it clean. The absolute last thing you want is to open with a Rick kick, then start getting your butt beat. Because you don't want someone kicking your ass to think Rick kicks and eye gouges are on the table. Footwork is important, stand so that a punch won't knock you over. Don't lean into a punch. Also know what advantage you have over your opponent. If he's bigger than you, try to move to the side or behind him, moving's harder for him so make him move. If he's taller, get in close so his reach advantage is taken away. If he's lactose intolerant, throw milk at him. Go for the sensitive/soft spots. Eyes, ears, nose, throat, solar plex, groin, armpits, and frontal part of the elbow. Oh, and don't assume you know how to throw a punch. You'll get boxer's fractures. Protect your head. Fight dirty. Protect your head. At the first chance to disengage, take it. Protect your ducking head. Get the first punch in, and keep pushing your fist after it makes contact. Protect your mother ducking head. Tuck your chin. Distract, sucker punch. Are you really going to try and fight me with a cop car right there? Protect your goddamned head, idiot. Hands way up. Just to add on, if you have no fight training, the best stance to block against punches is hands on top of your forehead near your temples so you don't block your eyesight, elbows out. Punch coming from the side? Throw that elbow out, they may connect with it and break their hand or at the least deflect the brunt of the attack away from your ear/jaw. Punch coming from straight ahead, close up those arms. Again, the punch could connect with your elbow, or at the very least, protect your nose/eyes. Obviously this will only work for a few attacks before they start going for other body parts or kicking, but the point is to defend yourself long enough to get out of the situation. If you have to fight back, this is also a really good stance for landing straight jabs. Push your fist in after you make contact is terrible advice, just FYI. You want impact hits and then bring your hand back to protect yourself. Pushing in past the impact doesn't cause extra damage. You're just shoving while keeping yourself unprotected. Quick strong strikes. Hit, damage, bring it back. If you find yourself in a situation where you have to fight, there are no rules. You do everything in your power to win. You fight in a manner in which your life depends on it. The person that fights with rules usually loses. There are two kinds of people who get into fights. First, do it for bravado/machismo, talk a big game about honor and not fighting dirty, and try to stick to it until they start losing. They'll probably even stop if you say you surrender. The second, assume every fight might be life or death, and that you'll do and say anything to hurt, or maybe kill them and flip the fuck out, trying to hurt their opponent as much as they can. And you never know which is which until it happens. Real advice from best to worst is 1. De-escalate. 2. Run. 3. Get a tool that lets you hurt them from as far away as possible. 4. Scream, shout for help, protect your eyes and temples. 5. Try to end it as quickly as you can if you have no other choice. We have regular Agers Zion trainings at work and one guy kept repeating this. Give everything you got, go animalistic, cause you could die. The other one doesn't even need to do it on purpose. A little push, a bang to the head and you're gone. Or a straight punch to the middle of the sternum, big easy target, will usually knock the air, and the fight, out of someone, as it's hard to fight and talk trash when you can barely breathe and are gulping big breaths. Did this a couple of times when things got heated and escalated when the aggressor realized he suddenly was not able to breathe properly. Most people exhaust quickly in a fight, and you don't want to run the risk that your opponent can last longer than you. Fight quick, fight dirty, and try to finish in 5 to 10 seconds, since you honestly have 30 max.